Hey there, Four States. This is Luke Taylor, and welcome to your KNEO Community Connection. We are so glad you tuned in today. I'm really excited to talk about what we want to share with you today because this is going to be great news for Neosho residents. There is a new internet source, a new internet provider that is on the way to town, and so I know a lot of people are going to be excited about that. We have on the phone with us Richard Leavens. He's the Development Services Director for the City of Neosho, and he's going to share with us a bit about that today. Hey, Richard, thanks for joining us.
Hey, no problem at all, Luke.
So Ozark Fiber is coming to town. Can you tell us all about that?
Well, Ozark Fiber is a fiber optic internet company that is specializing in residential fiber optic service for internet, and they've chosen Neosho as one of their locations to start building out. We're kind of looking for most of their infrastructure to be in place by spring of next year, and they start taking on customers fairly quickly.
Yeah, that's what I was reading here, and some of the information you all had shared recently. It said nearly all the city is going to be covered by that time next year, and so I mean, this is moving fast.
Yeah, we started with the project. They approached us late last year, probably in the fall, and since then we've helped them locate some property here in town, and so they can start building out their infrastructure.
Okay. Well, when I hear fiber, I mean, I think of like that fiber optic cords like you might run on a TV or something like that. But fiber is kind of that next step beyond, I guess, what like Ethernet or high-speed internet, DSL, from before. But now fiber is kind of the future of where internet connectivity is going.
Yeah, and I'm no expert in it, but the way I understand it is that it has such a potential for speed and volume that there's just nothing that approaches it right now. Mm-hmm. They're looking at starting off with 1 and 2 gig speeds and possibly going as fast as 10 gigs, both uploading and downloading, which is just phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Particularly if you're running a small business or doing a lot of streaming or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that sets a high bar for capability of what people can do with the internet. And so looking towards the future, I mean, fiber is the future when it comes to internet. And this is going to make Neosho a much more lucrative location, I think, as far as businesses wanting to come in and having a very strong internet connection and knowing that stability is going to be there.
Yes, I think it'll help a lot. I've heard during conversations here recently of people losing sales on homes because of not having high-speed internet. Mm-hmm. Businesses, it's one of the first things that they ask about when they are looking at Neosho is, will they have access to high-speed internet?
Right.
It's really a driving factor in the community.
Oh, absolutely. Well, my family, we moved to Neosho last year, and that was one of the things as I was talking to realtors and looking at places to live, I was like, okay, well, this is one of my first questions, honestly. I was like, what is the internet connectivity there? Because I don't want to, I've heard horror stories of people before they get into a new place where they're going to live, an apartment or a house, and they find out there's like no internet there. They can't get anything to work for them. And, so much of our day-to-day life nowadays, it relies on the internet, that much more than it was, in the past. And so that could be a bad deal to get in somewhere and realize you don't have internet. But this fiber optic internet connectivity to people's homes and covering so much of the city in a very short span of time, that is definitely going to be a high selling point, I think, for Neosho locations.
Yeah, I think it will certainly help when we're trying to attract businesses and residential growth and that type of thing, and be the fact that we have access to high-speed internet. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that dial-up was the epitome of being connected.
Exactly.
Now with the amount of graphics and streaming that goes on, you couldn't even begin to touch it with anything like that. You've got to have high speed to be able to work when you're talking about moving multi-gigabyte files for businesses and whether they're home or if you have an online presence for your small business around the town, it's all driven on the internet anymore.
Yeah, and just as you said, I mean, so many web pages nowadays, basically every website, it's driven with, it's got video, it's got these big, beautiful images in the web pages. And yeah, old time internet is not going to keep up with the latest technology and what a lot of these surfing the internet, what it requires nowadays. And so I think for all the people out there listening, if they maybe they're not satisfied with the internet they have. If they're living in Neosho, they're like, oh, I wish I had a faster internet. It's not getting the job done. This could be very exciting news for them. And so is there a website people can sign up or something like that where they can be like right up there on the list whenever this becomes available, that they can jump on board with the Ozark Fiber?
Yes, sir. There's ozarkfiber.com.
Okay.
Is the home company site, and they have a residential tab on there that you can get pre-signed up for some of this to have them contact you when it's ready. I might also point out that the county, Newton County, is working in conjunction with a lot of the local jurisdictions, including Neosho, on a study for high-speed internet for the county, trying to figure out what that would take to get it county-wide. And I urge people to check out the county website, and there's a survey on there for what kind of internet service you have now, and will help in determining where the county goes in the future.
Yeah, that is important information for you all to know. And there's a website for that as well, isn't there?
Yes, I don't have that one available to me, but it would be available off the county commission's website, Newton County's website.
Yes, I believe that is newtoncountymo.com, and they can find out. They can find a link to that survey and let y'all know what you're looking for, and so that can help get services where they need to go. And so we're excited about all that. I'm excited to see these changes coming to Newton County and Neosho. And so I appreciate all you guys are doing. And I put this bug in people's ear too. I know prices and all that can change over time. And I know people might be wondering, oh man, is this new internet, this faster internet, is it going to be way more expensive than what I'm paying for now? I just encourage people to take a look, check out the Ozark Fiber website. There's a good chance it's actually cheaper than what you're paying now. And it might be a much higher quality. And so we just encourage people to look into all that and just be on the lookout for this new Ozark Fiber that's going to be coming to the area very soon. We've been speaking today with Richard Leavens. Hey, Richard, did we cover it all?
Oh, I believe so. I would urge people to take a look at their website. They might be pleasantly surprised at the rates that they're talking about. They are specializing in the residential services. That's really where they're headed for initially. And we expect to see it happen relatively quickly.
Yeah. I heard about the announcement probably just a few weeks ago, you all put the information out, and then here it is. It's going to be here next year. And so that's great to hear. And we're excited to see Neosho just continue to improve and thrive. Hey, Richard Leavens, thanks so much for joining us today on the KNEO Community Connection.
You betcha. Thank you for having me.